Hello, loves. It is the end of Creatrix season, so I wanted to just come back on and wrap up what I have observed in the last 12 days as we have traversed through Creatrix season. So, just in case you missed the beginning of it and you're tuning in now, Creatrix season was started on 3-3, the 3-3 Loom portal. And the illumination phase lasts for the 12 days, starting with that day one and then the next 11 days. So we just wrapped up yesterday. And honestly, I was on my face for half of it. The energy was potent, it was high, it was a lot. There is so much collective suffering happening right now. And really, this season was reminding us all that it does not have to be that way. So, the good news is what I really witnessed over the last 12 days and the codes that came in for me were really about the individual anchoring and healing within themselves to allow this to ripple outward into the world. And we're seeing, I saw a lot more pushback against corporations, against genocide, against just human cruelty, indignity. I saw more people valuing integrity, honesty, love, support, compassion, all of this. And so I'm really excited that we are moving in the direction of higher consciousness for humankind. And again, the most important thing we can do with this is really anchor it into ourselves. So, how are you working right now to unoppress yourself? How are you bringing yourself back home? How are you anchoring in healing, ease, gentleness, peace within your own body? How are you liberating yourself from the matrix, the outdated, harmful system that so many of us are still locked into? There is hope on the other side. And so much of that hope comes with being willing to dance within the light and the shadow and recognize the ways in which we have to have this contrast here. It's part of our laws, right, in this universe is contrast, is dark and light, and masculine and feminine, or lunar and solar, or whatever, these energies of polarity, magnetism that we have. We're part of that. So we're always going to have this darker side. We're always going to have pain. But as I keep trying to share with the world, there is enough pain in natural disaster and, illness and death that is inevitable as a part of us existing here, that we don't need to hurt each other more. We do not have to cause more pain, and we don't have to lean into suffering. Yes, pain exists and it will always exist here in this dimension, at least until we radically shift and up level as an entire species. But, for the foreseeable future, pain is going to exist. So, how do we come into more compassionate relationships with pain rather than trying to force it away or believe it doesn't exist or bypass it or whatever? That is really what we're being called into. And so, when we look at this bigger collective picture of what's happening globally right now, it's very heavy, it's very dense, and it can feel like there's just nothing we can do. And so I want to just remind you the most important thing you can do is anchor the healing, peace, ease, etc. into yourself and work to liberate yourself from your own oppression, your own systems where you are being held back, where you don't feel like you can be you, where you can't be authentic, so that you can show up fully in your light and allow that to ripple out into the world. Remember that when you put your oxygen mask on first, or you fuel yourself first, you have more energy to impact everyone around you. Last night, I was having a conversation with a great friend of mine, and they shared something that their therapist recently said. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And at the same time, it was like a wake up call. What are your three things? What are your three things that you are going to make an impact in the world on? Okay. Whoa, wake up call. How many of us are trying to fix it all? How many of us are trying to fix not only everyone else's problems, but the global and societal problems too? What are your three? So if you're trying to take on genocide and human trafficking and homeless people and homeless animals and food poverty and you keep listing, right, all of the problems that are here that we need healing around. You can't do it all. So, what are your three? Where are you going to put your energy, your attention, your focus? Because that is where you will start to see far more ripple effect. But the most important number one thing is you tuning into yourself and taking care of yourself. And then you get to really focus on the three things that you're trying to impact outside of yourself. I think that's such an important reframe because again, I see it collectively. Those of us that are awake and like want a better planet for everyone, we try to take it all on because we fear that no one else is going to do it. So, you're not alone. It's okay to focus on you and then to focus in on what things are yours to do to make an impact on, and you cannot do it all. So, let's see what my my guardian Drea, she's a weaver. This is one of my cosmic guides, and she was like, "Hello, I would like to give a message to the collective." So let's see what she has to say. Okay, love this first card. She's saying, "Water your garden." This is what I was just saying. Give back to yourself first. Nourish yourself deeply. Rest. Take care of your body. Right. This is essential. So many of us have bypassed the body. We're up here, we're in our heads, or we're in our energy, and we're not enough in our body taking care of it, allowing our body rest, nourishment, hydration, uh, mindfulness, movement, etc. So nourish your body, water your garden. This is such an important message right now as we are liberating into this new timeline where more and more and more and more people are well taken care of and safe, secure, and loved. And this happens starting within us. The next card is Star Family. I love this because this is that reminder that we're not alone. So you are part of a team. We're all a part of this human team, and we get to call on one another for support. We also get to call on our divine or cosmic teams for our support, our angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, God, the universe, however we see higher power. We get to call that support in right here and right now. These cards are so funny. And you're not alone. So, again, this message that you are not alone. Feel down into the web of the world and know that you are connected to everyone and everything everywhere. This is deep inner wisdom that we can tune into anytime to know that we're not in isolation in our suffering. And it is a call to connect more with community, to have physical connections, to actually really go deeper and get more intimate with one another on an emotional and spiritual level to see how interconnected we are, how unified we can be. So, as we wrap up Creatrix season, again, I just want to share this message of hope with you all that we can love one another, we can walk together, we can support each other. We do not have to buy in to the narratives of so many in power that say that we need to be divided and we have to hate each other and it's us versus them and there's a right and a wrong. What if we can just be ourselves and know that we are perfectly imperfect, as is everyone else around us, and we are each trying to find our mission and what is ours to do in the world? And can we support one another in that? Can we cheer each other on? Imagine the world where you wake up and you know you're going to be cheered on, you know you're going to be supported and surrounded by people that uplift you. What a beautiful place. We can do that. I believe it. I believe in us. I believe that the power of our love can overcome the power of hate in the world. And so I just want to encourage you to keep going. I see you. I believe in you. I am loving you. And whatever yours to do in the world is, whether you're a CEO, you're a therapist, you work at the grocery store, you are starting your own business, you work in the beauty industry, you're unemployed, you don't work, and you're home and you're vibing in your life. Whatever you're doing, I see you and I love you, and what you're doing is important. As long as you are anchoring into your self love and self care, that is where you are going to make the greatest difference. Doesn't matter what your job is, if you have a job. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what you believe. What matters is that you are doing your best to create self love and to allow that to ripple out into the world. So, all right, my lovelies, that is the Creatrix season update. I hope that you were not quite as on your face as I was as a Creatrix imprint. But if you are a fellow Creatrix, I extra see you and I extra feel you, because it's been a wild ride. But the collective is waking up, my friends, and that is good news to me. So until next time, I'm Safrianna.